Some junior PMs fail because they optimize for looking smart instead of being useful. Here's how to fix that. After mentoring a number of junior PMs, I've seen a pattern. Some will focus on strategy documents and frameworks instead of solving real problems, while others, the most impactful ones, have an internal motivations to ask questions first and apply best practices later. The most important thing a PM can have is a sense of curiosity, meaning that they don't just take direction and implement, they ask questions to understand. Understand the request, understand why it was prioritized, understand why it would help the business, understand why it would help the customer. They either ask questions or do their own research instead of trying to apply a framework. And I'll be honest, I'm a little biased against frameworks outside the one I created. But don't get me wrong, they can be helpful at times. Unless it's a super flexible framework, which just helps you bring clarity to what you're doing, they're most helpful if you're in a super established environment and they're looking for consistency. But in startup land, what I prefer and what I've seen be the most useful is the second most important thing that PM can have, and that's the level of critical thinking. So question to understand and then question to pressure test. For example, a founder that I work for wanted to create a paid community for their target market. And of course, the questions came next. First, to understand, why do you want a paid community experience? How much are you trying to charge for this experience? What do you expect the community to look like, to feel like? Then the questions to pressure test. Why would they pay for this community experience when there are tons of other communities for free? Does this target market have the excess cash to be able to pay for something like this? I know we want to sell it to them, but why would they find it valuable? Hopefully you get my drift. A framework could never, at least not in detail. So as not to make this video too long, for the founders out there who don't have a PM background, but who are managing junior or mid-level PMs, coach your PM on asking more questions. In the short term, they can lean on AI, but over time, they should be able to build that discernment muscle, and you'll see stronger products, more aligned products, and engaged users, all the metrics that you care about. Because again, with better questions, you get better answers and incidentally, better products.